Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Career Talk on Culinary Arts today. Thank you for taking out time, and thank you, Stefan, for joining us today.
Most welcome.
Before we start this discussion on the Career Talk, I would like to request the audience who have joined here that if you have any question regarding the conversation we are having or on the culinary art, please post it in the chat box and we will be taking up those questions. So today's topic is very unconventional, a stream of profession, which people, they like it, but they don't have detailed information about it. So before heading to the question answer session, I would just like to share a brief background about it. So food is the most basic need for every living thing, but it's the elaborate cooking that makes it a different experience for us humans. While cooking is definitely one of the oldest professions, culinary art is actually one of the most professional and recent stream of our times. Culinary art is a broad term that refers to the preparation, cooking, plating, presentation, and the service of food. It applies to the meals and their components. Today, I'm joined by Chef Stefan, who heads the kitchen in one of the most popular restaurants in UAE at one of the best resorts in UAE. Stephen started his career with Hyatt Regency and then spent large part of his career at Kempinski Hotels. Today, he is the chef de cuisine for Aquario at the Oberoi Resorts Al Zorah. I hope I pronounced it fine, Stephen. And Stephen is skilled in hospitality management, menu development, hospitality industry, banquet, and fine dining. He graduated from the most premier culinary art institution in Dubai, ICCA, International Center for Culinary Arts. Welcome, Stephen. Thank you for taking out time today and being a part of a conversation.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, our pleasure. So before we take up the first question, I just want to give a brief introduction about myself. I'm Meghna Khan, founder of MK Counseling Services. I'm a career counselor. I help the students and the working professionals to align their passion and interest with the career choices available. And I've started this series on Career Talk to discuss about the different career options available and call the people from the industry like Stephen who are experienced and who can give the real side of the story. And for the people who have just joined, you can post your questions in the chat box and we'll be taking up. So Stephen, my first question is, how and when did you decide that you wanted to become a chef?
Well, like I always have from the beginning, like when I was a child, I always have this in myself. I always want to be a chef, but then when I want to go to high school, because I coming from very small town from the Bosnia. In my town at that moment there was not cooking school. Then I decided to go in some other high school, and I was going in some other direction. When I finished this high school, I go to university, which is very connected with the high school, which after 3 months I didn't like. Then I changed to other university. Again, I didn't like what I just like exploring, and I didn't like. Then I found one job I didn't like. I find other job which I also didn't like. A lot of my friends were starting to laughing because I changing the places, but I just want to find something that I like and I do something that I really want to do, because for me it's better. From me it's better if you 3, 4, 5 years spend looking for the job that you like, then end of your rest of your life enjoying in this journey. Then immediately if you find, okay, in 1 month I find the job and you're doing something that you don't like. If we are looking from the professional side, from my side, this is terrible for the person that you spend all your life doing something that you don't like. And I was just looking because I didn't have cooking school. I was looking what I can do. Then one day when I was doing this, working one of the jobs, I read some random newspapers, And I remember I was open the middle page and there was some recipes and they hit me. I immediately, I find that this is what I always want to do. And I always want to be chef. Now, the situation is because around me, there was nobody who is the chef. There was not professional chefs. My family, they are not the chefs. And from my experience, I don't know how to cook. In that moment, I didn't know how to cook. I didn't have talent, but I know inside of me, there is like something that I want to spend all my life is to become chef. And then I decided to go to course, which is 3 months course, to get the certificate to become the chef. There was I was already 25 years old, and I finished this small course for the chef, and I get a diploma. Of course, when I finished this course, I didn't know how to cook. I just get diploma, and there was one small restaurant in the town, and I knock on the door, and I say, "Look, I don't know how to cook. Please give me the chance. I don't need money." Then the chef de cuisine there, he tell me, "Okay, you will have the lunch, and you will work like stewarding. That means I will washing the dishes, cutting potatoes, peeling onions, and making some simple salad." And from there, my journey started. That was like 6 years ago.
Oh, okay. That you wanted to be a chef and you want to pursue your career in this field?
But look, I believe that parents should be always supporting the children what they want to do. Now we are living in time when the parents fixing some mistakes what they have before on the children. You know, if they didn't finish some university, they pushing their children to finish their university and things like that, which is sometimes the children or the kids, they finishing the university only to satisfy the guests, the parents. You know, and I believe that if the child love to be a chef, he should have huge support from the parents. Yes, it's tough. It's not easy. It's because the road to success, it's very difficult. But only if you are doing what you love, you can be successful. You know, because it's from my side. You hear. I read on the Instagram, on the Facebook, on all these social medias, like notes, like never give up, do what you love, and things like that. But this is 100% true. 100%. Actually, the people, they are not saying just like this. They should be. You should be do what you love, because now, from my personal experience, one time in your life you will be stuck in the wall, and because this is the life, you will get some situations when it will be very difficult, huge stress, huge pressure, hard work. You will be exhausted, and I'm saying because I was in these situations. You know, everything what I saying from my personal experience. Only one thing which keep me to I don't give up. And it's because that I like to be chef more than my life. And that's it. It's not anymore about money, salary, and things like that. I just love what I do. And this is like my way of living, you know, and my family is adapting on my way of living because I have huge support from them.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stefan. I am also trying to convince the parents that it is very important that let your child, or for themselves as well, you should be happy doing what you are doing, and you should be excited for your work. When you love, when you're doing a job which you like, it doesn't stress you, you are passionate about it, you get up every morning happily and go for it. So it's very important to understand what you are good at, what you like, and then I am sure in today's world we can align the career with your choices. So my next question for you, Stefan, is we know that you have gone to the culinary school. So do you recommend that going through a professional degree or a certificate helps in this profession? What other credentials did you earn through your culinary studies?
Now, again, I will say because of my personal experience, I have situation that I finished on the beginning of my career, three months course, which I didn't learn anything. Then after in my career, I have opportunity to get the scholarship from one of the best culinary schools for culinary arts in the world. ITTA is 100% for sure, is one of the best in the world. And if you have opportunity to go in the high class schools and to learn from the best chef in this job is absolutely worth of time and money. But to spend money for the for the courses which you will just get, you will just pay 1,000 euros and you will get certificate. They will write, okay, you are the chef. It's not worth. From my side, it's better to immediately jump in the pool and start to swimming. That's it. But if you have opportunity to go to these high class universities where you learn, really you can learn, it's absolutely worth. And from my experience, the ITCA, this school in Dubai, they give me the basics. There we didn't learn how to make fine dining plates, but they give you absolutely the basic things. And if you have the basic, I can tell you, you can work in every kitchen in the world. If you know how to properly write 5 mother sauces, you can make every sauce in the world. And this school was about the basic. And when I get the basic, my mentors, my leaders was very easily build me and drive me to my success. You know, very easily to build the chef and to become better when they have proper basic knowledge and basic things in the kitchen.
Okay, all right. We have a question from Pradeep, who's a participant here. He says, how do you keep yourself motivated if you decide to find your passion in career, which is taking more time while your friends move on and get jobs and start earning? That's a very good question.
Very good question. Yes, that's a very good question. But usually I trying to keep myself always. I don't need somebody else to motivate me. You know, only when because when I finished when I finished my job, then I started to finding inspiration for some other recipes, for some other menus, and this keep me to moving forward. You know, I starting always to doing some things. Sometimes that is not successful, but I starting always to motivate myself. We can do this, and to pushing myself, because only in the kitchen is job. When it's finished, then I starting like in my free time. Sometimes I coming on work doing some things which I can maybe exploring about the cooking, and okay, try this. Sometimes I have situation that I doing some dishes because I get some idea. I'm super motivated, but I have in my mind, but it's very difficult to present on the plate, you know. Yeah. And I trying maybe 10 to 15 times, and then I stop. Then after I move on some other place, and after 2 years, I remember that I doing this one. I try and I do from the first time, because in that moment I didn't have enough knowledge, enough experience to what is in my mind to present on the plate. Yeah, true. That means you should always keep yourself motivated. Don't look on somebody else who will pushing you and giving you motivation. You should be yourself always to be, and this will always keep you active, and in your career will help you a lot. Yeah, I agree, you know, because one do get affected with their friends and colleagues having a different career path, and if one of them is you know, achieving more than what you are currently. But you know, everybody has their own phases. You might be struggling in the beginning, but then you will end up in a settled life where you are happy doing your work. I won't say that the other person won't have it, but it's all individual, unique journey. So it is more important that you do what you like, rather than for being competitive or to catch up with your friend, you pick up something which you are not enjoying. Absolutely. Yes. So while going ahead, Stefan, I would like to ask you that does being a chef only limits the employability to hospitality industries such as restaurants, hotels, and resorts, or there are other service sectors where a person can find a good job? But there is 100% that there is, like now a lot of my friends working in hospital, which is very high level of cooking. Okay. A lot of my friends working in airlines companies, which is also. That's mean I have also my friends are some of my friends, they are private chefs, which is also very unique journey. That's mean they are a huge area if you're looking, especially hospitality.
Right.
hospitals.
Right.
Which is very demanding, the menus and hygiene and everything.
Even in schools, I think so. They serve food and they have their own, packages for the students. So they're also people. So it's generally we only get stuck with restaurants and hotels, but there are much more broader prospects available for it.
Yep.
So, do you think, Stephen, that you have worked in different phases in this industry? Do you think that the degreed professionals have an upper hand in the growth towards the managerial sectors or roles?
I believe yes. I believe yes, because the knowledge and education that you are getting, they help you a lot. Yes, a lot of it's about the practice, but if you go from school, proper school, when you really learn the things and you're working with the best of the best professors and teachers and chefs, I'm sure the knowledge that you're getting there, they help you a lot to growing and much faster adapt and understand the situation and the environment than somebody who didn't finish.
Okay. So, Stephen, what different roles you have taken up till you came to this point?
Like I say, I start like stewarding. That means I was washing dishes. But even when I was stewarding, I was trying to be the best. I trying to be the best. And then after I moved to Belgrade, when I start on the banquet section, then from the Belgrade, I moved to Ajman. When I was starting in cold kitchen, then I moved to hot kitchen. I moved on the breakfast. Then from the breakfast, I moved to barbecue. From barbecue, I moved to Dubai in the European restaurant. Then from there, I moved to chef de cuisine position of Aquario. I get opportunity in Oberoi Zorah, which I'm in charge for the Mediterranean seafood restaurant. That means I was working, and this is for me also very important for the young chefs that are starting, to starting slowly to going from the each section. Start from the stewarding, no problem. Because you need to understand one day, if you become director, you need to understand every aspect of the kitchen. That not somebody come to you and say something about washing and things, and you don't know what he are talking about.
Right. Yeah, that is very important point, Stephen, that since you have worked in all the right from the basic to the topmost, you have a complete idea and you can help out the people who are reaching to you in a much better way because you actually understand the problem since you have done it on your own.
Yes. One more thing, this is for me very important, that people, when they become chefs, the cuisines, executive chefs, some of them, they forgot there was also on the beginning, there was commis. There was people that are just starting. And when these people, they have some of the mistakes, they are just, from my side, don't have some kind of understanding, they should be have for them. They are young, they are passionate, but of course, nobody will not start perfectly. They are not perfect even now. After 10 or 20 years of experience, there is no perfection. That means everybody have mistakes. But some people, they lose this, they forgot there was also one time. And from my side, I never forget it. And I have absolutely understanding for these young people. They are starting and they had mistakes because I was also making the mistakes of them. But I trying, to speak with them and to drive them through their success.
Yeah. So we have a question from Natalie. She's saying, what are the different roles in the kitchen? We only imagine chef. You mentioned steward. What are the other roles?
The roles, the roles are, when you are starting in the kitchen, it's a commis. Commis is the first position in the kitchen. And this is the things that are very unique for all chefs. Let's say, like, if you are finished the university or management and you are starting in a restaurant, you're starting like assistant manager. Then after you're going to manager. But every executive chef in the world was starting from commis. It doesn't matter, does you finish university, does you are doctor, you starting first position is commis and you are peeling potatoes. And this is like something very unique regarding to the chefs. Then second position is demi-chef. Demi-chef is the professional chef. After this, they're going chef de partie. Chef de partie is the leader in the shift. He take care about shift. After chef de partie is the sous chef. Sous chef is the second man in the kitchen. And after him is the chef de cuisine. Chef de cuisine is the chef of the kitchen. Now, this is part of the restaurant, but if you are working in the hotel, some hotels, they have 2, 3, 5, 10, or 20 restaurants. On top of them, there is executive sous chef, which is assistant director, and executive chef, which is director.
Okay. So, Stefan, I know a few kids who came up for a career counseling session with me, and they had the industry in, interest in this field of culinary. They wanted to cook. They wanted to do these days, video logging of the recipes, putting up, opening up a YouTube channel, promoting your own work. So this was quite interesting for them. So what is the, what would you recommend for a student who suppose in, O-levels and want to pursue a career in this hospitality industry or in the culinary arts? So what is the right track of education they should take, whether they should focus on going for a degree education from that point of time, or they can do any kind of a graduation and then do a certification and come into this line? What would you recommend?
I will recommend first to finish the school, the culinary school. You get a chance to finish the good culinary school. Then after to join in the, for me, I prefer hotelier industry, to working for the hotels before then for the restaurants. That's my personal opinion. Nothing is wrong there. That's just I growing up in the hotels, because it's like much more things happening in the hotel than in just one basic restaurant. And to start, for me, it's important when you are starting. A lot of people, they want to choose the brand. For me, it's important on the beginning to choose the people, choose the right chefs who will support you and who will from the beginning start to leading you, because I believe that's my opinion, it's all about people. It's because people help me to I be successful. People, now my obligation is to driving young chefs through their success. That means you should be first on the beginning, choose the people, but before the brand, because on the end of everything, yes, the brand is amazing, but the brand is like just a logo with the lights. Inside of every hotel is the people. The people, they are making difference from each of the guests. That means for the employees as well, and for the young chefs. And I'm sure if the young people, they want to learn, they choose the right people, they will love it even more, this to be chef.
Yeah. So here we have another question. It says, if I want to start my own restaurant, should I still work as a chef in a restaurant, or is it okay to start on my own without spending time as an employee?
If you want to restaurant be successful, you should start like chef, and to learn everything, that you be involved in operations, and then after F&B, because this is very leading
important
to be
to understand the work.
Absolutely. You need to understand every aspect of the game.
Right. So that's what, before you go and open up on your own, if you're not aware of the issues or the understanding of the different departments, it would be difficult for you to have an upper hand on running those things and serving to the requirements. So moving on to that, Stefan, I would like to know that, has it ever happened to you that any customer have sent back a meal back that, they're not liking it, or something not working out? Has it ever happened with you?
Look, this is like this for me, this to be chef and to work in a restaurant is very unique, because like if the people going to some shopping center and they want to choose some t-shirt, they try the t-shirt, they like, they don't like, and to buy, that's it. But if they're coming in the restaurant, it's about the taste. Now, each of us, they have different tastes. Somebody likes spicy, not spicy, seasoning, not seasoning. And especially if they are going in the high profile restaurants, which I guess paying a lot of money for the food, the expectations is very high, and me like chef, I need to reach their taste and their expectations. Now, if somebody tell you that they never have complaint, they are lying. There is no restaurant they don't have complaints. Every restaurant, every hotel, in some of the moment, you will have some of the complaints, which is normal thing now, because if you're serving 70 to 80 guests in the dinner or 120 per day in 1 month, how much is more than 3,000 people, you know, to have 3-4 complaints, it's something that's happening now. The situations, they're happening everything now. I don't telling you which kind, whatever you can choose. Salty, not salty, not tasty. I want crispy, it's not crispy. I want medium, it's well done, and so on, so on. Now, for me, when I get this kind of the complaints, usually when the guests see the chef, they calm down. I never have experienced the guest, the guest making drama in the hotel, but when I go outside, when he see me in white uniform, staying in front of him, he's calmed down. Then I speak with him, and for me, it's important. Mistakes can happen in the restaurant. We are not robots, and robots also have mistakes, to be honest. But the guest, for me, cannot leave the restaurant unhappy. That means it's up to me and up to my team, and from the service side as well. We need to do everything to guests leave satisfied and happy from the restaurant. But mistakes happening. That's if you're working 12 to 15 hours per day, mistakes happening.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Actually, you know, we all are humans, and to human is the error. And I think the thing which works for you is that there is always the person calms down when you accept that, yes, okay, you are right, and there is a problem, and we can work on that. Yeah. So
they are like,
yeah, go ahead.
They are like, from my side, they are like, sometimes it's somebody third mistake, but mistakes happen, and if the guest is upset, we need to do everything what is to fix that he leave happy and satisfied from the property and from the restaurant.
Yeah, true. So feedbacks are good, and once we take a feedback, we can use it in constructive way to work further and cater to other people as well. So Natalie has one more question. She says, does it make a difference which restaurant we learn in? Any difference in getting the experience between hotel restaurant like in Kempinski and standalone restaurant like Mint Leaf of London? She wants to ask that, you know, being in a single restaurant or being in a hotel's restaurant, how does it work?
Now, I tell again, this is like my personal opinion. I like to be in the hotel industry. I don't have to work in the restaurant, in the hotel industry, because there is a lot of things that are happening. It's not just that you are working in the restaurant, you have functions, you have banquet, you have caterings, and so on, so on. But if you're working in standalone restaurant in outside of the hotel, that means you are only in the kitchen, left and right, and that's it. You know, there is no too much things that are happening there. You have dinner, you are doing boom, 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 done. But in the hotel, always something happening, and plus, hotel industry giving you one of the amazing opportunities is the traveling around the world. That's mean because if you go to large companies, they have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 hotels around the world, and you're getting opportunity to go like talent transfer to working in different countries, which is for me huge benefits what you're getting from the hotel. And you can meet in this journey, you're meeting a lot of people. Some of the people, they are friends forever, you know, like me personally. I have 50 to 60 different nationalities friends around the world, and this is something for me, it's very special, and because of that I prefer hotels. But I don't have any, there is no minus if you understand me, in the restaurants, but I believe much more opportunities hotel industry giving you than standalone.
Exposure is different while being in a single restaurant, or when you're a part of a hotel industry, then you get different aspects of learnings from being a part of them. That's interesting. That's a good angle to it. So moving on, I would like to ask you, Stefan, that how long are your work hours, and what is a typical chef day, you know, in your life?
A chef day, but this is like you need to work X hours. That is, if you want, not just me, if everybody, if you want to be successful and to go, you cannot work 7 to 3 and 2 days off. That's it, just is impossible. That's mean. But if you love what you do, really, I don't looking on the watch. You know, my day starting, let's say 7 in the morning. I go to hotel. I starting in the restaurant about. Then I doing the breakfast. After breakfast shut down 12 o'clock, starting a la carte. A la carte, I'm doing to 7, 8, 9 at night. Depends how much dinner is busy, and then I going home. That
So
means
that
it's
means,
yeah, it's not easy.
yeah. So your team also must be engaging much before than you, right? Your support system. Like your when you are heading the department in your restaurant or in your hotel, then you would be having many people working for you, and they would be working for more hours, because if you are providing a breakfast at 7 a.m., you need to do a lot of preparations beforehand for that.
Correct. Correct. And this is all about, it's all about teamwork. Now I try, because I'm chef of the kitchen, I work in the most. That's for sure. I cannot allow to somebody who is below me to working more than me. But if you like, I saying, if you like what you do, they will not be so hard. You
don't feel the pressure.
You don't feel, yes, you don't feel, you just out enjoying in this what you are doing.
Right. So, Stefan, what things one should keep in mind and introspect before deciding to go for a career in culinary field? Because sometimes you just enjoy, because I know many people who, who just watch the cooking show channels, or they love the, Master Chef which come. But actually, when you go out and do this, you might not be enjoying it, or you might be not able to give your best in that. So what things one should keep in mind and think about before deciding that yes, they have an interest in this field?
But this is like, how to say, this is like for me now, I have, first I will say about this, what they are looking on the TV. I have a lot of situations, because we are living in digital time, social medias and so on, and so much pictures, so much beautiful plates is on the pictures and the dishes, and a lot of young chefs, they see the chefs, they are putting the dots, they're putting some amazing lines on the plate, but they come and they want to do the same. Oh, I want to put, but behind this one is the 1,000 extra hours, is the truck of peeling potato, is 2 trucks of peeling onions, and so on and so on. It's so hard work to you reach the level of putting the dots and the lines. And a lot of because they are watching these things, they want, oh, I want to do now when I come, but it's not so easy, you need to sacrifice yourself and to enjoying until you don't reach this kind of level. But for me, the cooking is like mix of amazing pleasure, and when you're spending all your energy and creativity to making amazing dishes and to finding some kind of the perfect taste and the perfect plate for the guest.
That's a very good point, Stephen, that, when we see all these glamour attached to the profession, we just start believing that this is the work we'll go directly after completing the course or after doing a certification. But you should be ready to do the minute things and the little things. You have to learn. There are different ways of chopping, onions are also cut in many ways. So you have to step through the ladder, and then you will reach to that point.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, that's a great thing. So, what would you advise to the parents, when students reach out to their parents that we want to pursue a career in this field? Because, there are many failures as well in this field, like all the other fields. The failures are a lot. So what tip you would like to tell the parents that, you can allow your child to explore this field and see how it goes? Any advice for the parents?
But for me, like I didn't have, because my parents, they support me from the beginning. They give me huge support, because they know that this is like what I want always to doing, and they should be leave them to try.
Right.
Now I say there is failures. Failures is one of part of our life. Do I say that I never have failure? I have a lot of failures in my life, but I stand up and I'm moving forward. You should leave them to try and to give them support. If they really love they're starting to love these things, I'm sure they will enjoy, and the family also will enjoy with them.
Yes, I think it's very important for the parents also to realize and accept their children the way they are. Your child is unique, their interests are unique. You should always give them the opportunity to try their interest, because today's market is very competitive. It is very skill oriented. So if you have something and you want to explore that, at least you should give a try to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we have another question from Pradeep. He says, as a chef, how do you overcome boredom from making the same dishes over and over again? Since the menu seems to be fixed in most of the restaurants, how do you keep your innovation spirit alive?
By the trainings. The trainings is something very, very important in every kitchen. And by the trainings, you keep in the consistency. When we are making the dishes, and we are trying like every season to going with something new and something different. And it's very important to keep consistency. That's mean every dish is, because when we make dish, we have standards, and training the people, training my staff, my chefs, and they are also there. If they are the people trained properly, their stress on the work is much lower, because they know what they are doing. And that means my answer is the trainings.
Trainings. Okay. So, Stefan, do you think that is there any personality trait or, any kind of certain kind of people you feel that those would be good for this industry as compared to the others? Is there any kind of qualities one should look in a person who wants to be part of this field?
Now, when I doing the interviews with the people, depends of which position. If there are people starting this journey, entry level, for me, it's the most important is attitude. And after, when you are going through career, attitude is something that is the most important, because if I have the good people in the kitchen, I can teach them. I can teach them how to become better, but the attitude is something that coming from the family. If your attitude is not good, I cannot do anything. That means we will have huge issues in the kitchen. You will some kind making mess between the guys. But yeah, for me it's very important, the attitude, not just from the beginning. After how you are going, a lot of people, they deciding because of your attitude to working with you.
Right.
That means you don't need to scare. You don't need to scare on the beginning. Oh, I don't know. You will learn everything. You will learn. Do not worry. Just be relaxed, confident, and move forward. But some attitude is something that I cannot teach you. That's something coming from your family. You have or you don't have. That's it.
Yeah, attitude, and I think the willingness to learn, because when you come to a thing and you want to grow, it's very important to learn and don't have any inhibitions about any kind of work, that no, I have done a degree from this institute, how can I come and do the dishes? So you need to be open and accepting everything which comes your way, because there is a big learning curve. So that's actually, a very good point, that the attitude should be good. And once you have that positive impact, you can, develop yourself and learn more through the process. Then we have another question coming up. What is the most difficult cuisine to master in your opinion? Which cuisine is easier to start with?
I will say first, from my opinion, the most difficult is Japanese cuisine. That's from my experience, because I believe Japanese people on some other level from other world, and all their organization in Japan is something totally different. Their fast food is totally different than other world. Their recipes and the menus that's for me the highest level.
Fast food is also healthy.
Healthy sushi, yeah, but that I want to say, they are healthy. They have healthy fast food, than other world.
Yes.
And the most easy, but you should be start like, I don't know, from international cuisine. European international cuisine to adapting slowly to the industry, because when you're starting from international, in every hotel and every restaurant you have some international dishes which you can, that's for me, it's like easy to start slowly with the salads, then main courses.
Okay, So, Stephen, I just wanted to ask you that with the recent COVID times and pandemic, the hotel industry, the restaurants were impacted the most.
Correct.
So, how did you, what were your learnings through this process? How did the pandemic went for you? How did you keep your team motivated and give them hope that, things will work out? So how, in your terms, how was the impact of pandemic?
But let's say like last year was much tough than this year, because last year we didn't know what will happen tomorrow. This year still we are knowing they are moving slowly. They are things getting better on some way. They're getting better than last year.
Right.
By trying to keep them motivated, they believe in themselves. They are speaking. There was very tough year when you need to take responsibilities. Each of us, we need to take responsibilities first from themselves, then for others, starting from the measures and.
So was there any difficult situation which you handled during this pandemic? Things
yes, there was difficult because there was how the people was leaving because of a lot of reasons. Somebody getting COVID. There was a lot of pressure directly on me because I starting to be in charge for a lot of outlets, and I starting trying to managing 4 or 5 outlets in the same time. And before I was managing one, which was very, to be honest, stressful. And but in my country they say the things they are not killing you, they make you stronger. I believe that from this pandemic I go much more stronger. Then I hear a lot of people, they ask me about what will happen in the future. The young chefs does from my side, this will not affect the recovery. Hospitality and restaurants, they will recovery. They will not be like difficult for the chefs that they will have job or no, because they depends of emotional connection between people, and the people, they need to go to restaurants, they need to hang out, and they need to speak. That's mean I believe that in the time they will recover very fast.
Okay. So, Stephen, how much time one should expect to have a growth? Suppose someone joins at the entry level. Generally, how much time does it take for an individual to grow in this industry? Is there a fixed time period, like they have to clear exam for different levels and move up? Or it is very individual, depends upon an individual, how they are performing, and it's up to them how they move to the ladder?
To be honest, like from my experience, I don't believe in the years. For me, the years doesn't mean anything, because I am start 6 years ago, like stewarding. Now I'm chef de cuisine. I never imagined in my life that I will be here. But when you change your mindset, when you meet the people, they put you some other standards. You're starting to believe in yourself. Then one day you can be some of executive chef in some huge industry. I believe that for me, it's like, I have a lot of people that are saying to me, I have 10 years of experience, I have 20 years of experience. But which kind of experience? If you have 10 years of experience in one hotel, and you have some other guy in 10 years he working in 5 different hotels, that means this other guy have 5 times more knowledge than other guy. And for me, this is very important that when you are starting, you learning. Don't be stuck on one place, because this industry is very huge, traveling, meet the people. Because when you go in your comfort mode, your brain is off. That means you're starting to doing the things mechanically. And when you spend like 2, 3, 4 years in some hotel, you are not learning anything anymore. But when you move in some other property, from the beginning, where is this department, where is the milk, where is in the kitchen, then from the menus, you starting to growing so much and to learning so much. And this is how the experience coming and to build your career. That means about, let's say, 10 years you should have to reach the chef de cuisine position.
That is very interesting. You said that, one should move from one hotel or restaurant to the other in order to achieve wide variety of experience, rather than spending 5 years at one place.
But yeah, that's for me also. Because of that, I grow so fast because I'm moving. This is my in 6 years fourth property, for luxury 5-star property, and I feel on myself when I move on some other property how much I growing up. It's enormous how much you are learning, because your brain starting to working from the, maybe you are not aware, but the brain starting to working, from the, oh, where is this, how do I get this one, how. But when you spend 3, 4, 5 years in the hotel, you are not, your brain is off. That means you are doing just mechanically moving via corridors, by mechanically cooking mechanically, and that's it. And you are not learning. That means you will have, if you spend 10 years in some hotel in one place, you have 2 years of experience and 8 years of your life. There is no experience.
Right. I like that. That's a very candid, and you are talking this with your own experience. So
yes, correct. Yeah.
Yes, so it's highly recommended that you have a varied experience, and your knowledge will increase with the number of different departments and brands you work with. Great.
And in this journey, you will meet a lot of people. It's very important to working with different executives, different chefs. It doesn't matter, because from my experience, how I working with a lot of different chefs, and I taking from them what I believe is the best. Okay, this guy doing this best, I will take. Then one day, when I become executive, from my opinion, I will collect all the best what they have, and I build my personality on the based on the experience.
Right. So here are the last 2 questions probably we'll take up. One is that we can focus on now and get ready. I mean, we had a lot of fusion food lately. Vegan has become a thing, and so on. So what next do you see coming up as a strong food trend?
I believe now, because everything is acceptable via the internet, a lot of people becoming aware about how much food affecting the health. And from my side, a lot of people, they are moving on the healthy food. A lot of now menus when they are making already is now, like in some brands, is the standard that you need to have healthy section on the menu. And I believe in this area there will be much more and more healthy food.
Right. Yeah, people are conscious, and yes, they want to have a wide variety of healthy options when they look at the menu.
And I believe they're also starting slowly to get in traditional food back.
That is interesting. I know I have heard so much of gluten-free, of so much of vegan, but our parents, our grandparents, they had the traditional food and they were much healthier and better than us.
From my side now about this gluten and things like that, I believe the people just reading, because now on the side, the people that really have issues with the gluten, they are allergic and intolerance on the side. But a lot of people, they see some famous person, oh, I don't like gluten. Now they also don't start, they immediately, no, I don't also eating gluten, and they all their life spend on the bread,
right.
And they are not, and I have personal experience, a lot of guests coming to me and say, I want healthy bread. What is healthy bread? I don't want with no gluten, but healthy bread with no gluten is not healthy bread. It's just even more, they have much more calories than gluten. That means the people are not so much educated about these things, and they should be,
Yeah, true. The market has become so much of like that the marketing is happening so much that everybody is believing that these things are much better. Though you said right, they are much high in calories.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll take up the last question from Natalie. It says, as a chef, do you get to decide on menu, or it is as per the management? So do you have the liberty to make your own menu, or you have to follow certain
I believe that you have the freedom is something very important for the people that are motivated, they are passionate. You need to give them freedom, and you need to open their mind. You need to get to believe in them. Now, when I'm making my menu, I doing with the executive chef. That means we are both together. They are making menu. I giving my suggestions. He giving suggestions. Then we are trying slowly to find the perfect because the menu, if the menu is not set properly, that means everything going from the beginning in the wrong direction. And it's important, you know, I don't get it by myself. I say we will be doing together. Then after, when I decide with the executive chef about the menu, I involving my team, and we all together working on the taste and presentation and everything. I believe also for them is amazing when if he tell me, chef, we can do like this, I say, okay, let's do. They also feeling something very special, you know, for the menu, because this is also their menu. It's not only my menu, it's not director menu, it's not the hotel menu, it's the menu of all of us. They are working in the kitchen. And I believe that they also much more to heart, taking to heart when they're also doing a menu with me together.
Right. That's wonderful, Stefan. It's been almost 1 hour and we had a lovely conversation.
Wow. Time going fast.
Yeah, you have given us such beautiful insight about your experience. And I really like that, you know, you have such a vast experience in such short period of time. Thank you for sharing your inputs, and thank you for the audience who have been so interactive, asking so many questions. If you guys still feel that you forgot to ask any question, we can get in touch with Stefan, and I'll get an answer from him for you, and I'm going to bother him a little more. So thank you, Stefan, for taking out time.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
And one of the students says, hope to taste your food at Aquario sometime soon. Yeah, I'll come up.
Please, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great evening ahead.
Have a nice evening as well. Ciao, see you.
Bye.